There's a film you've done called A Woman Apart. Just quickly, you play a television actress who's committed to a series for 6 years.
Yes.
And the film takes place with you having a crisis of confidence about your own career. And as much as I'm sure you're not like your character,
Right.
there are certainly parallels that line up with your life. And I just wonder if an experience like that makes you have to look at your career or your profession more analytically.
I think for me, part of the process was sort of thinking about the moments when I've come the closest to having like severe crises or, you know, questions of doubt, and you know, like when did those things happen for me and why?
What came up for you?
You know, we were talking about my 20s and my life in Philadelphia, right? Like,
Yeah.
in some ways that for me is the road not taken. Like, you know, like I think a lot about, well, what would it be like if I was still living in like a place like that, and, you know, say I had started to make my own work, or a different kind of life, a life more based in community, not based in sort of commercial entertainment or any kind of celebrity, or, you know, like...
No eyebrow tweezing.
No eyebrow tweezing. Exactly. Like, what does that life look like versus this life? And
that was a real crossroads for you.
yeah, and those are things that I always think about. You know, I always think about, like, you know, authenticity, and there's just this spectrum, right, when you're an actor, of like art and art making versus like pure commerce and pure entertainment, and like where you fall on that spectrum, and how you make your choices so that you can like pay back your student loans and like make a living,
right,
versus like how to satisfy yourself creatively. The things that I think about now have a lot less to do with like advancing my career, which sure, like I could advance my career more, right? But they're much more to do with like, how do I satisfy myself in my deepest down place? Like, what can I do to, you know, make myself feel like a wholly challenged, creatively satisfied human? And that, you know, when I think about what that is, it probably means doing a play in the next year, or, you know, like doing something that isn't commercial. And those to me are the most, like, the sort of like independent film where people are just doing it for the love of it, and theater, and where people are just doing it for the love of it. Like, that's actually where the greatest satisfaction comes from often.